Because you have to have some kind of crime to investigate, right?
No.
So you just investigate people? You pick people out at random?
Calls, yes.
You pick people out at random and just tell them to present ID?
Do you have warrants?
No, why would I have warrants? I'm here, I'm in the gym, working out.
He was alone inside a private key access gym working out quietly for hours when an officer suddenly appeared and demanded ID without a warrant or a clear reason, claiming someone had called from the start. The tension was visible, rapid blinking, a hand hovering over, weapon posture tight. The man stayed calm and asked simple lawful questions. What crime was suspected? What reasonable suspicion justified the stop? No answers came. The explanation kept changing. Investigation, random selection, vague suspicion, but never a crime. What played out wasn't about safety, it was about authority meeting knowledge and control failing when confronted by someone who understood his rights.
When I ask questions, simple questions, as public employees, because to be quite honest, I'm military, right? I know my rights, I know the law, I study law. So I'm just trying to make sure. So in order for you to request and need my information, identification, you must have a suspicion of what? You have to have something.
We have a call. Somebody called in and said you. So that gives us the right to ID.
A suspicion of a crime. We must have a suspicion of a crime. What is the crime that you are suspecting me of?
Again, she didn't elaborate. She said you're asking.
So you have no crime that you're suspecting me of, but you still want me to identify myself. Investigation for what? Because you have to have some kind of crime to investigate, right?
No.
So you just investigate people? You pick people out at random?
Calls, yes,
you pick people out at random and just tell them to present ID?
Again, I just told you it's in random.
You just told me you don't have you have suspicion, but you can't tell me what.
Somebody else called. I told you a minute ago. I said we didn't just pick you up randomly.
Suspicion of what crime?
She wanted to know. She didn't say what it was. She said you were acting suspicious. Okay.
I've been in here for hours. Who can say I'm acting suspicious when I've been in here for literally for hours? So again, I would like to know what crime.
All the time
I would like to know what crime I'm suspected of, because you have to have a suspicion of some kind of crime to ask for evidence for my identification.
No, this
is actually a free country. That's the whole Nazi thing of freedom papers. We don't do freedom papers in the United States. I would like to know what crime, because I don't do freedom papers.
You're making this really worth it.
I'm just trying to make sure that my rights are not violated.
They're not being violated.
So suspicion of what crime?
You don't get me out here now. We could be gone by now.
All I want to know is suspicion of what crime. This is a simple question. It's a simple question.
You don't get me out here.
I would like, if I'm going to give you, and that you're requesting ID, because you can't demand, you can only request as a public servant.
And I'm asking.
Yes, and I'm asking you so I can properly give you identification. What crime are you suspecting me of?
Again, there's not necessarily a crime here. We're trying to ID you because we have a call on you. That's short and to the sweet. That's it. Short and to the point. That's it.
So
we have other things we need to do, man. Sitting here arguing with you, going over.
And I know this, so why?
And all that stuff. Do you have warrants?
No. Why would I have warrants? I'm here. I'm in the gym working out.
So we could be gone, man. We got other stuff to do.
Do you know how what you are supposed to do as...
The questions stayed simple, but the answers never were. He asked what crime he was suspected of, calmly explaining that identification requires reasonable suspicion. The officer admitted there wasn't necessarily a crime, only a call. That was it. No details, no complaint, just investigation for the sake of investigation. The man pressed further, pointing out the contradiction. If the officer already knew who he was, why demand ID at all? The officer grew impatient, urging compliance, saying it was being made worse than it needed to be. Yet nothing added up. No witnesses, no nearby residents, no visible reason for concern. What remained wasn't clarity, but a standoff between authority and accountability, captured in real time, where one man refused to surrender his rights without a lawful reason.
Constitutional person, because you're supposed to hold up constitutional rights, right? That's your job. Yes. Hold the Constitution.
And again,
the Constitution literally says there must be suspicion of a crime. And I would like to just know what crime. That's all I asked. And you can't even articulate clearly what crime there is, which you must do.
I never said all the time. So we have the right to investigate. When people call in, they have the right to investigate what may or may not be. So to me, it don't look like there's anything wrong.
So I would just like to know, so if I did not have any ID on me, what would you do then?
We try to figure out a way to ID.
And how would you go about that purpose?
Because I already knew you. I already knew you.
If you already know who I am, then why are you asking for identification?
Well, I have an idea who you are.
Oh, so you know who I am, You're still going to ask me for identification.
That's how I do who you are.
No, you said you know who I am. I have it on recording. You said I know who I am. I know you know who I am, right?
I said how I do who you are.
So if you know who I am, like you stated, firstly, why are you asking me for identification? I'm just trying to make sure my rights aren't violated. And right now I have this going live on Periscope because I'm trying to make sure that everyone knows that what's going on here.
That's fine. And you're not being violated. We're asking you for your ID, man. You can't provide your ID. You think you're being violated, then do what you got to do. All right? We have a job to do. Somebody called a complaint on me. So, again, we weren't the ones. We don't know the details. We haven't talked to her yet. All right? And again, you're making it way worse than it is, so you get some.
There is nothing around here. There's nothing around here. This is a warehouse building, right? So no one can even see my car from here. So I'm trying to understand who could possibly call you for violation or complaint. So where did you get this complaint from? Because there's nothing around.
No,
this is not a resident. This is a commercial area. Where is there a building around or any kind of housing where someone could see my car well enough?
I can see your house.
Suspicious.
From one street over.
Is your first name Leroy?
I go by Leroy.
Leroy. Last name?
Sometimes, yeah, I go by another name, which is my married name.
Okay.
And you already said you know who I am. So I'm trying to figure out if you know who I am. You're saying you calling about a suspicion. No, you said it's on recording that you already know who I am. So I'm just trying to make sure that we got everything comes there.
I said we have no idea who you are.
I'm assuming you came in here on your own. You have password code and all to get in there?
This is the only way you can get in is a passcode.
No, because he let me in and I don't have a passcode.
They're not allowed to do that. If you see the signs out front, it says you're not allowed to bus people in. And there's nobody here besides the two of us. And he came in after me, if you can ask him. So,
well, that's all I was asking you, sir.
Okay, I'm just making sure you know. So you know all my information, know everything about me as you stated. What is the purpose of this? This is what I'm trying to figure out. And you still haven't articulated clearly in understandable fashion why you're here talking to me. You only said you have a report from someone about something that you can't articulate, which has to be a crime in order for you to even be here, or serving me a warrant if you actually want my identification, which you must have in order for me to actually have to give you identification.
The confusion only deepened as the officer claimed to know everything about him yet still couldn't explain why he was there. No crime was articulated, no warrant produced, just vague references to a call and information that didn't add up. Then came the contradiction claims of a suspended license without a license number, confirmations without evidence, certainty without proof, and just as quickly as the pressure mounted it vanished. We're good, the officer said, ending it abruptly, but the footage doesn't stop there. It shifts to another stop, another calm compliance, another promise of no ticket, and once again it escalates. A passenger who knows her rights refuses ID, backup arrives, small talk masks tension. What begins as routine ends in force. This isn't coincidence, it's a pattern.
You're stopping me from more workout. That's detaining me.
I never said you stopped.
So I can continue working out?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to make sure this stays right here.
That's fine.
Okay.
NBA?
The NBA told you that. And when did they tell you that? When did they tell you that? Just a second ago. Okay. And how did you see my license plate?
It's on the car.
So you were looking for my license plate?
Yeah, the description of the car.
Listen, I wanted everything's clear as far as our checks. However, if they come back that you have a suspended license, okay, fair to comply with the courts. All right.
That's kind of interesting because a month ago I went to the MVA and got a Maryland license because I didn't have one.
Just confirmed it. You are suspended.
With what court did you confirm that with?
It just says fair to comply with the courts.
So, can I ask, just because you obviously have all my information, what license number do you have?
Not a license. That's your vehicle out there.
What license number do you have?
Sir, I'm trying to explain that to you. Is that your white car out there?
You said I have a suspended license, correct?
We ran a
Okay.
check. You're the primary owner. We ran a check of that name. You said your name is Leroy Grant. We ran that. They confirmed that your license is suspended, okay?
And what license number do you have? Since you said you confirmed
I
it.
don't have a license number.
So you confirmed it without having actually a license number to confirm.
We confirmed it through our dispatch.
You confirmed it without having a license number to confirm.
You can do it by your name, bro. You can do it by your name, bro.
Okay.
Okay. You good, man? Where you working out?
You have a nice...
Hey, how you doing today?
All right, how about yourself?
Good, I'm Your Majesty's High Patrol. Reason I'm pulling your report is back there. Did you know you went across the double yellow line back there?
If I was going around the cars that were parked on the side, you have to. There's
Okay,
literally
there's still
no
plenty of room though before actually going across the yellow line. I'm not giving you a
okay.
ticket. Do you have your ID on you?
Yes.
Why didn't you stop back there when I went to pull you over?
Because there's all the lane and stuff right there, the parking lot and everything. I didn't want to block it.
Huh?
I didn't want to block the lane to turn down into the parking lot and the road right there and all that.
Oh, okay. All right. And then, do you have your ID on you, ma'am?
I'm a passenger. I don't have to give you my ID.
Okay. All right. Come on, that vehicle for me, sir. We're gonna walk back over here.
Hello.
Hi.
Didn't even see you back there. I was looking at the fishing poles.
Oh.
You guys fishing today?
No.
No.
No, just getting a ride to drive through.
I got you. Dino's
Yeah, to get my dad tickets.
lottery tickets. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I know, right? No, he spends way too much money on it.
Keep playing. You gotta win eventually, right? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
What's wrong?
I don't have to talk to you.
Okay.
All right.
Nice to talk to you too.
Yeah. So is War okay?
Huh?
War?
Yeah.
Shit's crazy.
Yeah. You know horror, huh?
Yeah. Of course.
Horror must know you then too.
Yeah.
What's your first name?
Jessica?
Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
Yours to me.
I'm looking for your name.
I don't have one. Williamson. Yeah, I don't wear a name tag.
What is that? You don't want people to know who you are?
Nope. Then if you don't like me, I can tell you I'm whoever I want to say I am.
Oh no, I'll remember faces, okay?
No, there's just nowhere to put it. And I wear a different uniform than everyone else, so.
No, I don't have to. I do know my rights. No. For what?
Ma'am, get out of the car.
For what?
Don't make it the
No, hold on a second. Tell me why. I don't. For what? Give me probable cause.
You don't need probable cause.
That's a lie.
Don't make it go this way.
Listen, that's a f***ing lie.
Get out of the car.
No, I'm recording. I am recording right now. I hope you know that. I don't have to. I am a passenger. I didn't do
You're gonna get
anything.
charged for no reason.
For what?
He can ask you to get out of the car.
No, he can't actually.
He
He
cannot.
cannot.
Case law.
Court case, I'll get out or I'm gonna crawl up in that front seat and pull you out.
For what? What did I do?
Doors unlocked.
What did I do?
Get out.
I'm not getting out of the car.
You're gonna go to jail.
For what?
Refusing to get out of the car.
I don't have to get out of the car. I know my fucking rights, bro.
Get out of the vehicle before
Otherwise you're gonna
Sir, your lip is bleeding.
I know, get out of the vehicle before I place you under arrest. You wanna play the game or not?
This is stupid. I didn't do anything.
Not stupid.
Back the fuck up.
Stop.
No,
That's
for
not how
what? Get
this
off
works.
of me.
Dude, that's not how this works.
Dude, I didn't do anything. Get off me. Bro, stop. I didn't do it.
What starts as casual small talk quickly turns into something darker. The driver is calm, compliant and told he won't get a ticket. Then the focus shifts to the passenger. She's asked for ID. She refuses politely because she knows the law. She hasn't committed a crime. At first it's brushed off with jokes and forced friendliness. Fishing lottery ticket small talk to soften the moment, but the mood changes fast. Orders replace conversation. Questions turn into threats. She asks for a reason. None is given. Only commands within seconds. Refusal becomes defiance in their eyes and defiance becomes force. What you're watching isn't about safety or procedure, it's about power and how quickly it's used when someone stands their ground.